The following is a presentation of the Matt Talk Podcast Network.
The mind of Pat Popolizio is a wondrous thing. And for you Pac Wrestling fans, you'll get to go inside the mind of the Skip each and every episode here on the Pac Mentality Pop-Ins podcast. Now, here's your host, NC State Director of Athletics Digital Communications, Brian Reinhardt.
Welcome to the Pac Mentality Pop-Ins podcast. We're live here in Naples, Italy. I have Coach Smith and Coach Popolizio here.
Yeah, Melissa, you're doing a great job. Usually Brian does our introduction, but no better way to start us off today than what you got going. So we'll let you ask some of the questions. You got some experience here.
Yeah, more of conversation prompts than questions, but Coach Smith, Coach Popolizio, how was the team travel over to Italy? And has any of your athletes been to Italy before?
I don't think so. I think it's, of course, we have been. I think, Pat, you've been here.
I have not.
No, you have not. You know, I've been here.
My dad, maybe you could say I've been here.
Yeah. Well, I trained here a lot, you know, in early in my career, and I enjoyed training here because we wrestled a lot in Europe, and, of course, we had several world championships in Europe while I was wrestling. But, you know, I think the experience for all these guys, it wasn't easy. We had to run to a couple of our planes to get out quick because we were behind and the delay because of weather a little bit. But it's all new for everybody. Maybe not new for us, but it's kind of nice to see your student athletes, you know, have some experiences that they've never had. And one is traveling overseas.
Yeah, great experience for our guys. A little adversity with, I won't name names on who did it, but checking their passport underneath the plane. And
I heard about that.
Yeah, holding up the whole plane. It got a little stressful in the Atlanta gate, but we overcame it. We found a way. Melissa got a little bulldog in her and pushed some people around, got the passport, so it was good.
That's the Oklahoma in her. 7 years she spent in Oklahoma.
For the record, I'm from the Pacific Northwest, not Oklahoma. How exciting is it to have this duel featuring both teams in the top five and having to travel overseas for it?
Well, for us, it's good, you know. Excited about another great dual meet. You know, and anytime you get to wrestle teams in the top five, it's exciting for your athletes. And the experience normally is good if you're winning. You know, if you don't win, it's not too good, but it's been good. You know, I mean, I didn't know what to think when we decided to do this, but the last couple of days, I feel really good about making this decision and being here, wrestling this dual meet here. Everything's turning out to be what I hoped it would be.
Yeah, I agree with all that. The setting that we've walked into here has been perfect. Good situation for the guys to get some good food, quality food, some team bonding, and then the training, being at Miguel's club over there, first class. So he's doing a good job keeping everything organized other than being stressed out with the change of schedules every now and then. But it's been good. Overall, I think it's been a great experience so far for these guys.
What have you guys gotten to do so far? I know NC State hasn't. We got in, but what has OSU been up to?
When we arrived at 9:30 in the morning, and, of course, one of the things you always want to do is try to stay up as long as you can. And so we got the chance to go into Rome when we arrived in Rome and visit the Vatican and visit parts of Rome. But the Vatican was a good experience for a lot of these guys. I mean, you know, it's an amazing place, and of course, you know, anytime you're seeing something as beautiful as the Vatican, you know, it's wow, you know, and you start looking at the years, and, you know, the Vatican has been there, you know, talking about, you know, 1,000 years ago. You know, we don't understand that in America. You know, we know 200 years is old, but we start saying 1,000 years, things become pretty interesting.
Coach Popolizio, what do you have planned for the boys coming up?
Taking tomorrow, I think we're going to get out a little bit, do some sightseeing here, local stuff in Naples. And then I think on the weekend we're going to really hit it with going to the soccer game that's supposedly sold out right now with 50,000 people. So that, and we'll get our time in Rome on Sunday. We'll take advantage of seeing all the history and obviously getting some good food. We'll see what Miguel can pull out for us on some good sightseeing.
I know we have some parents, and I think the Hidley crew came with 11 people. Coach Smith, do you have families coming in on this trip? And, like, as far as the OSU delegation, you guys came with a lot more than us. So.
Well, yeah, we got a lot of people actually coming down to the event. People from OSU that's in the military. A couple guys from Germany that called us. And, of course, right here in Naples, some people at the naval base that are Oklahoma State people. And got a lot of calls when they found out we were wrestling here. So, and probably both of us have, alumni from Oklahoma State that, may not know a lot about wrestling, but found out that the sporting team from Oklahoma State is participating in an event in Naples at the naval base. And, phones were ringing off the hook, So people love their colleges and they love Oklahoma State, so there's a lot of them around. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know we've asked Pat this in previous podcasts, but for you, Coach Smith, how is it to face one of your former wrestlers that has gone on to becoming a head coach?
Well, I think, I just look at it as it's always, I respect it, and I know that they want to win, and they want to win every match, right? So I take it a little bit more serious, My last dual meet we had to fight for everything to get out of there, in Wyoming and Mark Branch, and I'm sure it won't be any different on Friday. So I'll just say it's been nice to see Pat and what he's done at North Carolina State, and been exciting to watch him. I just hope he has a bad event on Friday.
Okay, that was...
Yeah, not event. That's Frank Sr.
That is all I have for you, Coach Smith and Coach Popolizio, before we move over to the Frank and Miguel. Do you have anything else to say?
No, just, Frank, you're getting ready to interview Frank, but I know you did a lot of work, and it's been what you need to understand is these type of events, it's an experience for all of us. I've been overseas, 200 times, but I can't remember a time where I've had so much enjoyment, with family. I've got family here and friends. It's just different. You spend a lot of time coming over and you're wrestling, you're in and out, you don't ever get to see anything. It's been nice for us. It's been a great experience for our student athletes. And we got to remember, some of these guys will never get to travel again. Some of their time over here will be an experience that lasts a lifetime, and appreciate the opportunity to be able to give it to them. Thank you.
Yeah, also the amount of work and effort that went into the logistics side of things. I think everybody should understand how much that is and how much stress we put Miguel in, and how good of a job he did coordinating here locally with everything, and it's been first class. I know the guys have really enjoyed this so far, and I feel very good about the environment that they're in and taking care of us. So appreciate everything you've been doing with that, and on the other side of things with my brother's help promoting and making sure we're in position here to have a great event. So I think that goes a long way. It speaks volume for the organization that he runs and the people that are involved across the board. It's going to be something special for these guys to remember for a very long time.
Okay, I'm going to change this conversation over to Frank Popolizio, and I always say your name wrong, Miguel Liuzzi. Liuzzi. Okay. Let's start out with you guys introducing yourselves.
Okay. What, you want me to introduce Michele, or you want me?
Well, you can do it, and then he can.
Yeah, I'm Frank Popolizio, as you said. I'm I'm the owner of Journeyman Wrestling, which in the past recent years has focused on putting out not only a club for learning wrestling, but also putting on events. And this is an event that I guess speaks for itself. This is right up our wheel well. This is the kind of stuff that we like to do, a little bit outside the box, but a good product. And you got NC State and Oklahoma State together, so this is I jumped right in when I heard I could be a part of it. In any event, that's part of my nature, is putting on events, and in doing so, I've tag teamed with Michele Liuzzi, who is from Naples, Italy. We met in 2003 at the World Championships in New York City. And at that time, my brother Pat was competing, and he was looking at the opportunity of being a dual citizen, and I did the investigating on that, and that led me to Michele, and from that year forward, he's been over to the United States every year since. And we've flip-flopped several times. I've brought my club over here, and he's brought his club over where we're at. But he's part of the fabric of our Journeyman Wrestling Club, and he's been part of the fabric of Iowa Style Wrestling Club, which is now Empire Wrestling Academy. And so that's how our relationship came to be, and it's been very strong ever since.
You want to say hi?
Ciao.
Okay. How did this duel come together? And going off that, what were some of the smaller nuisances that became a little bit harder work for you guys?
Well, it came to be, we have been working on doing a dual meet in an amphitheater in Italy for probably 2 years. That was the idea behind it, the Liuzzi and I. But then my brother Pat stepped up and said, why not do a college match there? We weren't even thinking collegiately. We were thinking more international stuff, club-level stuff. And Pat had the idea of bringing the collegiate element to it. And that was the catalyst. I kind of took that and ran with it. And our relationship with Coach Smith, obviously Pat being a former wrestler for Smith, bled into that. And I do some camps with Oklahoma State, so we thought that would be a logical fit. And we ran with it. We worked toward being in the amphitheater. It's very difficult to do here in Italy because the antiquity department really doesn't want any kind of interaction other than natural interaction in those environments. So,
You mean you couldn't make that happen? You've put this whole thing together.
Why can't we be in the amphitheater?
No, this is I work very hard for take this match in amphitheaters, but Italian culture is totally different.
Yeah.
Frank work too, send email and never answer. Yeah, when answer
all kidding aside, we actually had the government, United States government involved. We've had the embassies involved. We've had congressmen involved, and it really fell on deaf ears until the very end. Yeah, at the end of October, I think. Yeah. I got an answer saying we couldn't do the amphitheater, but we were deep into.
We already had tickets booked.
Yeah, we were long into it by then, and that's why we went to the naval base as a backup, and that took the lead. After we knew things were a little slow going.
What kind of environment and crowd do you expect to have at the base? Is there going to be a lot of, I know we'll have some OSU alumni and fans and everything, but any Italians come in on base? What do you guys all expect?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. I'll let Michele answer that.
Italian coming, I think 45 people come inside to watch, because for us it's a very impossible see match and see a college match. And many people won't come in, but the base not give too much space for us, and only make inside the 45 people.
Yeah, and you got to remember, for the military personnel, it's a rare opportunity to see collegiate atmosphere, and they wanted this. This was important to them, that to get an opportunity to see some collegiate athletics on their own turf. So they were aggressive in getting it. I'm sure that it's going to be a full house. The last couple of events that they've had on this particular base have had a real good success rate.
And last topic to touch on, how great is it to kind of enroll Flow Wrestling? And they flew out here with a couple Flow employees to broadcast this so everybody back in the U.S. that couldn't come out could make it.
Well, obviously, Flow is the main source of media for wrestling. They are it. And having them involved was essential because anytime you do anything for the first time, you want it chronicled, you want your story told. And what better way what better situation could we have other than having Flo and the crew here? Willie Saylor's out here doing his thing and filming stuff. And so there'll be a lot of B-roll stuff, too, that I think people will appreciate. Not just the match and doing it live, which was an obstacle in itself, getting access to that. But to have guys chronicle the B-roll stuff, the interaction between the teams, which I got to tell you is that one of the best parts of this whole process is see the camaraderie not only within the teams like NC State and Oklahoma State, but them interact with each other too in a real relaxed environment.
All right, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time. I see that everybody has left to go eat dinner, so we got to wrap this up.
I want to say one other thing. Melissa and Simmons and Brandy Esposito were also a huge part of putting this together. So there was a lot of coordinating. I don't know if people realize how detail-oriented it is to pull off something like this. So you can't hide behind the microphone anymore. You're being exposed.
Thank
for
you.
Your work.
I can't tell you it was stressful some mornings waking up to 56 missed WhatsApp messages from
the other side of the pond.
Oh, my goodness, yes. The 6-hour difference. I wake up, oh, man, he's already like 6 hours into the day. I'm behind.
Well, we caught up, that's for sure.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, and we look forward to the duel on Friday.
See ya.
Mentality Pop-Ins podcast is produced by the Matt Talk Podcast Network. For more wrestling podcasts, go to MattTalkOnline.com.